Hello students, today we are going to deal from the supplementary book, lesson number 4, A Question of Trust, written by Victor Canning. I like to give you the summary of this story, how the story goes. This story is about a thief who gets a taste of his own deeds. Horace Dunby is a thief completely. He steals only once in a year. He is fond of books and spends most of his money on buying books. Also, he plans accurately before attempting any burglary. During his burglary attempts at a big house, he studied well before entering the house for stealing from the safe. A lady thief cheated on him who claims herself to be the owner of the house. Finally, Horace ends up in prison only to regret the way that a man should not trust anyone, particularly from his own profession. Chapter number 4 from the supplementary reader. Question number 1. What does Horace Dunby like to collect? Horace liked to collect rare and expensive books. Why does he steal every year? He stole every year so that he could buy the rare and expensive books that he loved to collect. Each year he planned carefully, stole enough to last 12 months, and secretly bought the books, though hasn't. Question number 3. Who is speaking to Horace Dunby? A lady standing in the doorway was speaking to Horace Dunby. She was young and pretty and was dressed red. She said she had come just in time, or else her family would have been robbed by Horace. She thus pretended to be one of the members of the family living at Shotover Grange. Question number 4. Who is the real culprit in the story? The real culprit was the woman who pretended to be a member of the family living at Shotover Grange. She tricked Horace into believing her and cleverly took away all the jewels that were kept in the safe. The next part. Did you begin to suspect before the end of the story that the lady was not the person Horace Dunby took her to be? If so, at what point did you realize this and how? Yes, one does begin to suspect before the end of the story that the lady was not the person Horace Dunby took her to be. She was unusually calm on seeing Horace. This seemed strange enough. When she did not ask Horace to take out all the jewels from the safe, Even if it meant breaking it open, it seemed suspicious. Moreover, it also seemed unlikely that she would forget the numbers to open the safe. Therefore, it was evident before the story ended that the lady was not the person Horace had taken her to be. Question number two. Just look at the answer. Her confident walk, her act of touching up her makeup, and the edge with she picks cigarette from the right place are enough to deceive anybody. Horace was too frightened to think properly, so he didn't suspect anything. Horace was said to be a thief. Why can't he be categorized as a typical thief? Horace Dunby was good and respectable, but not completely honest. This description is apt for Horace. He was about 50 years old. He robbed only from rich people, and his purpose was to buy rare and expensive books with the money. He stole only once a year. The intention of buying books was good. However, the fact that he stole to achieve this end showed that he was not completely honest. He cannot be categorized as a typical thief because he did not steal to eat or drink. He had a house, he made locks, had two people to help him, and was successful in his business. He only stole enough money to buy the books. For a couple of days, he even kept his promise to the lady he met at sort of a range by not stealing or planning any robbery. Question number four. Horace Dunby was a miraculous planner, but still he faltered. Where did he go wrong and why? Horace Dunby failed to get enough information about real occupation of the house. He seems to be too occupied with collecting information about house map, writing and location of valuable things. Although he was smart enough to know the dog's actual name but overlooked getting identity of each and every occupants of the house. Once he was in problem, then probably his clever mind gave way to carelessness, leading him to open the safe without wearing gloves.